What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ravi Wadden, and in today's video, I want to talk about Tesla's 0% APR offer on the Tesla Model 3, and the Tesla Model Y. So if you're in the market for a Tesla Model Y or a Model 3, and you've been considering taking advantage of the 0% offer, I think you'll get a lot of value from this video, because what we'll do is we'll dive into the nitty-gritty, and I'll get into all the little details that you need to know when it comes to these offers. We'll talk about the terms. We'll talk about how much you need to put down in order to get the 0%, because you can't just do a standard 72-month term and just put, as little money down as possible and still get the 0%. So for some of you, it may not make sense. For some of you, it will make sense. For some of you, you may not have that much capital on hand. But anyways, we'll dive into all of that, and we'll talk about how the $7,500 EV tax credit impacts that 0% offer. So if you guys could please like this video and please consider following and subscribing, it would be greatly appreciated. But with that, let's go ahead and jump into the computer behind me and talk about this 0% offer from Tesla. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I do have a Tesla referral code in the description below. So if you're looking for a new Tesla, you can save up to $1,000 on your next Tesla purchase or your next Tesla lease by using the link below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on Tesla's website, and what we're going to do is we'll cover the Model Y and the Model 3. So let's go ahead and start with the Model Y. Let's say I'm hypothetically shopping for a Model Y. This is what you can expect to see. So let's say I was shopping for a long-range all-wheel drive. As you can see here, I can finance it for $531 a month, but that includes the $7,500 EV tax credit and gas savings of $100 a month. And this is with $3,999 down, and you get the 0% APR, as you can see here, for 60 months. But let's go ahead and uncheck that box and click on Edit Terms and Savings. And that will take you here. Now, as you can see here, we have a 60-month term. We have an estimated APR of 0.99%, which isn't 0%. And you'll also see that the monthly payment is $776 with a $4,000 or a nearly $4,000 down payment. Now, what you're going to see here is, if we read the fine print, you're going to see that the 0% APR promotional rate is available for well-qualified buyers with excellent credit. So you need excellent credit who order a new Model Y on or after October 21st, 2024. It's available only for terms of up to 60 months and requires a minimum down payment of 20%. So you have to put 20% down in order to get the 0% offer. And if you qualify for the $7,500 EV tax credit, it will be applied if eligible. So what they're saying is that $7,500 EV tax credit, if you are eligible for it, will count towards your 20% down payment. Now, let's go ahead and try to build this lease in order to get the $7,500 down, $7,500 or the 0% APR, Now, what you're going to see here with Tesla is you have this box here which says include $7,500 federal tax credit, and that will apply that $7,500 to your monthly finance payment. Now, it's very, very important that you click here where it says view criteria, because what you're going to see here is the criteria that you need to meet in order to get the $7,500 federal tax credit. And the eligibility criteria in terms of income is that if you make less than $300,000 as a married couple filing jointly, you're eligible for the credit. If you made less than $225,000 as a head of household, you're eligible for the credit. And if you made less than $150,000 for all other filers, you are eligible for the credit. And here are the price caps. So for a Tesla Model Y, long range, all-wheel drive, which is what I'm shopping for here, hypothetically, the price of it cannot exceed $80,000. Now, I don't know if it's even possible to get to $80,000, but anyways, maybe you want to do a 7-seat configuration and get full self-driving. It can't be over $80,000, otherwise you wouldn't get the $7,500 EV tax credit. Now, as you can see here, if we look at the cash price of the long-range all-wheel drive, it's $47,990. And even when we hit edit terms and savings, if we go back to this page, what I like to do at least is click on include estimated taxes and fees, because that gives you a much better picture. So If you were to finance this car, you're going to pay about $6,261 in taxes and fees. And as you can see here, if I put the $6,262 down and I don't qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit, I don't get the 0% offer. So that means I'm going to have to put 20% down. And what's 20% on this car? Sorry, I could actually bust out the calculator and probably make this easier. Let's see here. Okay, so as you can see here, with about $17,000 down, I qualify for the 0% APR offer. So there's two things here. One thing is, a lot of you may not want to put $17,000 down, and some of you may not have $17,000 down. And this is assuming that you don't get the $7,500 federal tax credit. Now, if you get the $7,500 tax credit, actually let's change this to $16,500 and see if we still qualify for the, so it's asking for about somewhere in between $16,000 and $16,500, because if we put $16,000 down, it's still 0.99. When I change it to $16,500, it goes to 0%. But now if I click the $7,500 federal tax credit, assuming I qualify for it, I can probably put less down and still get the 0% from Tesla. So as you can see here, I can get, put $10,000 down and still get the 0% rate. Let's change this to 9. Let's see if 9,000 still works. Excuse me here. It's bugging out a little bit. Yeah, so even with $9,000 down, you can still get the 0%. If we do $8,000 down here, so somewhere in between $8,000 and $9,000, it kind of switches over to 0%. So $9,000 on the safe side will get you the 0% if you're including the $7,500 federal tax credit. Now, if you're shopping for the performance or the long-range rear-wheel drive, you'd essentially do the same exact thing. Now, with the Tesla Model 3, it works a bit different, because with the Tesla Model 3, if we were to shop for the long-range all-wheel drive in this instance as well, and we financed it, let's go ahead and edit terms and savings. If we read the fine print, you'll see that it's very similar to the Model Y in terms of it's just for well-qualified buyers with excellent credit. But you're going to see here that's available only for a 36-month term, and also requires a minimum down payment of 20%. And same as the Model Y, the $7,500 federal tax credit will be applied if eligible. So as you can see here, if we include taxes and fees on this particular Model 3, it's not giving me what my taxes and fees would be. Why is it not showing the total amount? Anyways, that's not, I guess, relevant in this instance. So if we hit 36 months, which is the only term that it's eligible for on the Tesla Model 3, you can see that if we do $4,000 down, or approximately $4,000 down, and include the $7,500 credit, we're still not getting the 0% APR. Now, 0.99 is not bad, but it's not 0%. So let's go ahead and change this to, would $5,000 do the trick? Let's do $8,000. Definitely has got to do the trick. How is $8,000 not doing? Maybe because it's so it looks like $10,000 lowered it to 0%, and even with $9,000 you can get the 0% APR, and that's if you qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. So my suggestion for you guys, if you're shopping for a Tesla Model 3 or a Model Y, is to play around with this calculator and see what you need to put down, and if you qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit, because that will impact whether or not you get the 0% APR. Now, with the 36-month lease, obviously, as you can see, you do have to put $9,000 down. Essentially, you're putting $16,500 down if you include the $7,500 credit, and your monthly payment is about $1,076 a month. So, that's a pretty substantial down payment. And if you didn't have this, you'd have to put down let's say $16,500. Will that do the trick? Yeah, $16,500 gets you the 0 down. If you do just 16,000 flat, gets you the 0 down as well. Let's see if we do 15,500. That reduces or increases it to 0.99. So I think you'd have to put about $16,000 down if you don't qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. And for a Model 3, the price cap for this particular trim, the Model 3 long range all-wheel drive, is $55,000. And yeah, I think you can easily build one up to $55,000 on a Model 3. So if you're in the market for a Tesla Model Y or a Model 3 and you're looking to get that 0% offer, that's kind of how I would shop for these particular cars. And remember, the Model 3, you have to do 36-month lease finance term. With the Model Y, you have to do a 60-month or lower finance term. But, you know, 0% is great, but just keep in mind, just make sure to determine whether or not you qualify for the $7,500 EV tax credit, because that will impact how much money you have to put down. But if you guys have any other questions, let me know in the comment section below. Excuse me, and I hope you guys got a lot of value from this video. Financial knowledge is power. Please like and follow for more.